Terrence McKenna is also one of my favorites because he really is one of the spokespeople, or was, sorry, on the influence of media and cultural programming on us as beings and our consciousness, and then going into the plant medicines, and yeah, I just love his stuff a lot. Yeah.
So I know you've collaborated and created music with a lot of amazing people around the world, including Einar Selvik of Wadruna, which is an amazing song, by the way. So I just wanted to ask if you had any new projects or albums upcoming this year.
Yeah, so in 2017, I will be releasing the next album. Einar won't. Well, as of now, Einar will not be on that album, but that will be the next release from Anilah. Yeah, so I would say end of 2017, you can expect something. Yeah, and then I'll also be releasing kind of some pre-release stuff just over the year, so people will just get little tasters.
Yeah, I saw something called The Call with Mar. That's the latest thing I've seen. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was really awesome to work with her because, she's another amazing female producer, and I love working with women, so yeah.
Yeah. Are there any other, I noticed you said you like heavy metal bands as well. Would you ever think about, collaborating with people like Seether, Seven Dust, or something like that? I think kind of a mixture of your type of music and a little bit of heaviness is really cool, and it kind of creates a good energy, and just wondering if you would ever be open to doing something like that.
Oh yeah, totally. That's it's definitely on the top of my list to do some kind of just almost a side project that's kind of blending some of the music from Anilah, but with super heavy elements, almost like a mix of black metal and black metal prog. Honestly, my favorite bands in that genre right now are Gojira, Meshuggah. I think Merker's stuff is awesome too.
I also noticed, I did some more research, that you provide counseling and training, and you work with people and teach upcoming artists how to become better and create better stuff.
Yeah. So that's something that I'm starting to do now with people that are just at a point in their creative process where they're really wanting some kind of guidance, and that could take many forms, from helping someone produce their first EP, or just someone that's coming up against a lot of blocks in their creative process. I help just open that dialogue up and give them tips in order to navigate that, because it's being an artist can be very difficult. It can be a pretty lonely road sometimes, so I just want to offer support for people, because I feel like art and music is especially right now with what's going on, is perhaps one of the most important things that we can put our energy into. So I have huge respect for artists of all type.
And it's so great with all this technology, but kind of like the opposite of what we're trying to do. We're trying to disconnect from technology. But what do you think about, kind of virtual reality type meditation videos for people who can't get out? They may be sick or disabled. I think that would be maybe the next big thing, creating some content, with sound and visuals and stuff like that. Would you ever consider, creating content for that?
Oh yeah, totally. I feel, similar to what you just said, in that we are trying to move away from being almost like addicted to technology, but at the same time, if technology is used in a way that's a tool, like if we can use it as a tool to train our minds and train our consciousness, I think that is a really valuable thing to enter into. And yeah, I would be very, very interested in creating music and programs in that way for that purpose. For sure, yeah. I've been approached by some gaming companies, and to be honest, a lot of them I'm not interested in because they're doing all these, war games and fighting games. But if a company approached me that was doing more of what you're describing, I would be very interested in composing music for that.
Well, that's kind of an idea that I had to try to make some, ritualistic videos in the wilderness for people who can't get out. So I'll definitely be in touch about the idea. Will you be open to collaborating sometime in the future on a project like this?
I would be open to it for sure. For me right now, it's more of a matter of like just how much time I have to do all these things.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, I mean, that's I'd be very interested for sure because, like you said, there's a lot of people now that they're pretty tied down to being in a city, or they're in circumstances that they just can't kind of get out in nature or into a good place. So I think that in that way, creating virtual realities for people is very beneficial. Yeah.
All right, well, one of the last things I wanted to ask you is, do you have anything that you want to say or any words of inspiration to all the people out there that are looking to, create something or find a new path or, push it to the next level?
I think that expression and creativity is one of the best forms of therapy there is. And in that regard, my advice for people would just be if you're feeling something, if you're feeling some kind of call to express, just do it and do your own thing. Don't be too concerned with outside opinion and just to go with it. In terms of a spiritual practice, or for people just first getting into designing their own practice, I would say really be aware of false gurus. That would be like my number one thing, because there's so many people out there right now offering quote unquote spiritual teachings that really don't have the best intentions. Right. I do believe that your own ability to still your mind and to really connect in is the place to start from, even more so than reading books. I would say just focus on training your mind and don't let the mind get too out of control because that's where things can go awry.
Right.
Yeah.
Next thing I wanted to ask you, this interview project that I'm putting together, do you think it's a good thing, and kind of what made you want to do this?
Yeah, I think it's a really, really good thing to just open up this conversation, especially talking to people with different backgrounds. I think it's a really good idea for people just to hear what's out there. And I think it's just a conversation that we need to be having right now, and especially conversations around just opening our consciousness to these different ways of being, because like I said before, I think right now, especially with what's going on in the world, it's really necessary for us to have these discussions. Yeah.
I didn't want to take up too much of your time. I just wanted to let you know that you're a very special inspiration to me and a lot of other people, and a lot of big time creators. I mean, a lot of times they don't hear someone just encourage them to keep doing what they're doing, and I just wanted to do that personally, encourage you to keep continuing and doing what you're doing, because you are inspiring people and it's helping, and you're opening up interests and you're doing good things.
Thank you. Yeah, that means a lot to hear. Yeah, it's been a long journey for me, with honestly a lot of resistance on many levels. So to be where I am now and to be able to share my music is one of the biggest gifts for me. I feel very honored to keep on sharing, and I love to just support other artists to to keep going no matter what. Like it's really worth it regardless of what comes from it. It's even if you touch one person with your art, that makes it worth it. So yeah.
I just wanted to thank you again for sitting down and talking with us. I'm sure this will make a great interview. I'll make a little music video at the beginning if that's okay with you, and hopefully we can talk about collaborating or creating something more in the future.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and feel free to use my music. That's totally fine with me. So, yeah, thanks for doing this.
All right, awesome. Thank you. I'll keep in touch. I look forward to seeing your work, and I hope you have a good day. Take care of yourself, and we look forward to seeing your new work.
Thank you. Yeah, have a good day.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Last of all, I just want to thank all the viewers and supporters out there. We have really turned this project into something great. We are going to continue building and creating some great things for you all to see. So I thank you all again for all the support, and like I always say, stay on the positive path.